Hey everyone, it's Rachel here, aka the Nail Therapist here on YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at a client of mine with a very impacted big toenail, and just going to do a nice cleanup pedicure for her. So I'm going to show you bits and pieces of the whole pedicure, including a little bit of polishing, which I haven't done before, so hope you enjoy that. Otherwise, it's going to be a very low-key pedicure video this time, not a lot of talking, so hope you enjoy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rachel. I am a nail technician in Leesburg, Virginia. I have my own salon studio, I should say, called Revive Nail Studio, where I focus on restoring the health of people's nails using non-toxic and organic products. And over the last few years, I've been specializing in more advanced pedicures. So that's why I started this channel. And if you like my channel, please subscribe and like and share. But I do not specialize in videography, as you guys can clearly see, because my camera oftentimes goes a little bit fuzzy and not quite as clear as I'd like it to be. So I apologize for that, and I swear to you I'm trying to pay more attention to that as I'm working. It's just very hard to know when it is actually out of focus, because it looks like it's focusing when I look at the camera, but it's really not. So it's harder than you think. If you're out there and you want to purchase any of the bits that I use here in my video, you can go to ericasata.com and use code REVIVE10 at checkout and save 10%. This carbide bit is really great because it has that safety top. It's very smooth on the top, so I can push against the cuticle or the proximal nail fold and not cut up the skin as I'm removing the cuticle. It also is really great at quickly removing bulk from the nail, like I'm doing here, and trying to reshape and reform this nail into a more aesthetically pleasing look. I'm using it in the forward direction, going from right to left and up at the top down to the tip. And it's about, I usually put it at about 12,000 RPMs. Sometimes I need to increase it a little bit. Sometimes it's a little bit less, depending on the nail and how hard it is. And then I use it for the real calloused areas of the skin as well. You will notice that I'm using cuticle nippers instead of toenail clippers to clip my toenails. And that's because cuticle nippers can get in underneath the tightly curled nails a lot better because you use a small amount of the blade as opposed to try and fit the large toenail clippers underneath the edge of the nail. It's just way easier. You can control a lot more to get in under the nail with the toenail, or I'm sorry, with the cuticle nippers. And the ones that I like to use are a brand called Dermanicure. I hear really good things about Stylex too, but I haven't tried them yet. But Dermanicure is a fabulous company, great, just really, really high quality instruments. Really been happy with them. So this particular toenail is very, very hard and curled. It doesn't want to give a lot, and so I put another drop or two of the Callus and cuticle softener that I use by Sachet to soften underneath the nail and along the lateral borders. Underneath the free edge, there seems to be a buildup of excess skin that's not quite ready to come loose, and so it's just it's not letting me take the tool and clean out very well underneath there. But we get it in the end, so that's what counts. So on this nail, and I did it for the other one too, on the other foot, they are excessively thick. And so sometimes I take the cuticle nippers to try and clip off some of the peak of that thickness at the top. It's almost shaped like a roof. There's a point in the center there. And that just saves me some time on the back end when I'm doing my e-filing. So you can do that if you want to, or you don't have to. It's just a little shortcut. Her nails have been damaged over the years just from different shoe wear, and so it's sort of blunted her nail growth. So her large toenails in particular tend to not grow as fast as the other nails, and because of this, they tend to dry out faster because they're not pushing off the old in a normal pace. So when your nails are healthy, they get their moisture levels from your skin, from the oil content that your skin has. So obviously, as we age, our oil content goes down, and our things dry out. Our skin dries out, our nails dry out, our hair dries out. And so with the nails in particular, once that oil content diminishes, if the nail is also slow growing, then the moisture level of the nail from the get-go is already down. And by the time it gets all the way to the free edge, it's really, really dehydrated. So in order to combat that dryness factor, it's important to put on a daily topical balm or oil that's going to penetrate into the nail and into the matrix of the nail to help with cellular turnover and keeping the nail plate hydrated, which will keep it from being so brittle and tend to break a little bit more easily. Nails do not like being hard. They like being firm, but also flexible. So ideally, if you hit your toe or your fingernail against something hard, it should bend and then snap back into place. There shouldn't be cracking or anything flying off. It should just it should be resilient. And so if it isn't, then it's lacking in moisture in the oil realm, and not water. Water strips away your oils, and so it makes your nails even more brittle. So I recommend to my clients the Revive Nail and Cuticle Salve, which is what I make and sell at my studio. Or you could do something else. There's a ton of different products out there, but I like mine in particular because I use all kinds of oils specific to skin integrity and nail health, and also infuse some oils with healing herbs. So if you have a crack in your skin, it helps to heal up that as well pretty quickly. So you can see as I'm using the sidewall cleaner that it's hard for me to get up underneath the side and also in the free edge. It's just very, very tight. And so I'm trying to be gentle, but it'll be easier for me to get up underneath there once I have her soaked for a few minutes and her nail and skin soften up a little bit. I like to try and remove as much of the excess before I soak because I know there's going to be so much more once I get her in the water. So that's why I'm kind of taking my time to get as much of this debris off her skin and nails before putting her in the water. Here I'm taking the scooper end of the sidewall cleaner and just scraping it gently on the underside of the nail to sort of free up some of that debris that's stuck underneath there. It feels very, very compacted, and so I'm taking just a little bit at a time. And then I use the ingrown toenail rasp as well because it has that serrated edge. It's easier to grab some of the more sticky debris that just doesn't want to come off with the scooper. Just in case you're wondering if you're hearing sounds in the background, I'm sitting outside on my front stoop where it's basically 5 o'clock and people are coming home from work, and so there's cars driving by and kids outside and someone's running a weed whacker down the street, so I apologize for the background noise. It's just too nice of a day to not take advantage of being outside. If you choose to use the rasp with the pointed edge like I am underneath the free edge of your nail, please be very gentle and very careful because you don't want to injure the nail bed by stabbing it with something sharp. That can cause the nail to lift away from the nail bed and become detached, which is exactly what you don't want. So if you're not sure about how to use it, try to use something more blunt like the scooper of the sidewall lifter. This nail has become what we call involuted, so the one side of the nail is curled over and kind of cutting inward on the nail bed. And so next time she comes in, I'm going to suggest that we try and correct the curvature of her nail so that it is more flattened and normal looking. It's not so pinched and curled. And the way that I would probably want to go about doing that is applying the Curve Correct Nail Brace, which is a topical, almost like a plastic or fiberglass brace that you glue to the top of the nail, and it helps to gently pull the sides of the nail up out of the grooves and hold it in that position as it grows in, and then it just maintains that more flattened curve. And it's totally painless, which is awesome. How many of you thought I was going to leave those little skin fringes just hanging out right there? Be honest. Did you think I was really going to leave those? If you're new to my channel, maybe you thought I would. If you're not new to my channel, you know that I would never, ever leave little skin fringes hanging out. Come on. You gotta have nice, smooth skin. After soaking the foot, I tend to just try and see if the foot is softened enough to fully exfoliate, but in this case it wasn't, so I just rubbed on a little bit of the callus remover, and it works within 15 seconds. So I rub it in really good, and then I go back with the foot file, and it just starts peeling off. Sorry guys for the blurriness. I did not check to see if it was fully focused when I was filming this. It is going to be slightly out of focus for the next couple minutes, so if you wanted to fast forward, I don't blame you. I was going to try and just do a speed this part up, but I thought, I don't know, maybe someone out there would still rather watch the process at normal speed, even if it is slightly out of focus. So I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you'd rather me do, because I don't know. I don't know what's better. In my studio, I use only non-toxic nail polishes, so ones that are at least 5 free is what they call them. And this brand I'm using is Dazzle Dry, which maybe you know about. It's a quick drying polish. It dries within 5 minutes fully, which is amazing. So when you're even in the wintertime, you can put your shoes right back on after 5 minutes. It's really insane. And then I also use Zoya and LVX, which is not as popular a brand. People don't know it very well, but they have beautiful colors. I also have London Town and a few remaining bottles of Butter London as well. Well, thank you to everyone who had stayed through the entirety of the video. You guys are superstars. I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed it. The before and after pictures will be coming up very, very soon. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day or evening. And I hope to see you sooner than 2 or 3 weeks later, because I can't get my act together and get editing. There's too much going on. But I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.